Welcome to another video. Let's get into this. Today I was being kind of lazy and didn't really feel like doing a video, but the Holy Spirit was like, get up, let's get to work. So without further ado, today I want to talk about a simple phrase that you hear a lot, where it talks about the heathen or our inheritance. So I looked up a couple things and I want to read some scriptures. All right, so I looked up some definitions, and definition of heathen is uncultured behavior, pagan, godless, uncivilized, or barbaric. Those are words associated with the word heathen. So someone who is uncultured, their behavior is uncultured compared to the behavior that Yahuwah says that he wants his people to be like. Okay, pagan, they don't believe in Yahweh or Yahuwah. They believe in other gods, or they're godless, complete atheists. Uncivilized, meaning they don't have standards. The standards are not to your standards. All right. Barbaric in nature, barbaric as far as they're really violent people. Okay. All right. So when we say like the heathen or our inheritance, that's kind of, those are the words that that go with it and that we think about. All right. So thinking about uncultured behavior and, you know, pagan, godless, uncivilized, we'll go to inheritance. All right. The acquisition of a possession or a condition or a trait from past generations. So when we take something, when someone passes down something, money, furniture, home, land, a car, you know, whatever, we take that possession. All right. So we can look at that and say, you know, other words that go with inheritance or tradition and possession. All right. So we taking on the possession of, it could be traditions or it could be an actual thing. Okay. Let's look up tradition. Tradition means a valuable possession that is common heritage from nature. So like in that sense, it would be like a genetic, you know, type thing. Valuable possession that is common heritage from nature. As I was thinking about that, I was thinking, you know, it's something from nature. It's a natural thing to give to the next generation, you know, or the handing down of information or beliefs and customs by word of mouth or by example from one generation to another without written instruction, basically to teach someone. All right. And looking up the word possession, it says the act or condition of having or taking control of something, you know. Let's look at another one. Control or occupancy of property without regard to ownership means to take over. All right. So if you have something that belongs to someone else, like, oh, your keys, you know, you left your keys at my house, you left your wallet at my house, it's not yours, but you have possession of it for right now, then you'll give it back to them, you know. So we can put all this together and we can get like a more modern idea of what this is. Then we'll read the scriptures that talk about this. We can look at it as we've been given uncultured behavior, barbaric, uncivilized, pagan, godless people, for us to take possession of, control, to teach our ways, our traditions, our how to be like us, the way Yahweh created us to be. He only knew one people. From those one people, we were supposed to teach everybody else our ways. Okay? And that is what we are beginning to do now. We are beginning to teach everyone around us our ways through videos, videos is the easiest way because it's in the privacy of your own home. Your friends and family don't have to know what you're looking up, what you're looking at. You're learning these different ways, and you're learning all these different things that they may not believe in yet. They may not be okay with you acknowledging that you've been looking into. Okay? So we're teaching our ways to the nations, to people who are not like Yahweh. And he expected all along that we would do this, that everyone would know him, okay? And live by his standards and his rules. So let's look at some scriptures. Let's look at, I have written down all these notes. Psalms 2, 8 through 9. So we're in Psalms 2. Okay. Okay, let's go up to verse 7. It says, I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's wheel. Okay? Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve Yahweh with fear and rejoicing with trembling. Kiss the Son. Okay, we're not going to go into that. But that's pretty much that, okay? It was 8 and 9, but I saw something in 7 that was the beginning of the thought, and I wanted to get to the end of the thought, which was in 10, right? So he's telling Yeshua, Yeshua that, hey, you are my son, all right? And I have begotten thee. We see that in the New Testament where there's a point in time where Yahushua is begotten. He wasn't always the only begotten son of Yahweh. There was a point in time when he was begotten. Before that time, he was just another cherubim, like all the other cherubim, right? Striving to do the best that they could, serving Yahweh, all that good stuff, right? But there was a point where he became the only begotten son. Once he became the only begotten son, he got an inheritance. He was given the heathen for his inheritance, right? So the inheritance is not ours. It is Yahushua's. It is Yeshua's, all right? Let's go to Psalm chapter 8. Verse 2. No. Sorry. Psalm 82, verse 8. Sorry. 60, 70. All right. Psalm 80. Pages stuck together. Are you serious? All right. Psalm 82. Let's see. Verse 8 is what we want. Okay. Arise, O Yah, or O El. Judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Okay. Yah is going to arise and judge all nations. All right. Let's go to Isaiah 49 and 6. Isaiah 49 and 6. And he said, it is a light thing. Wait, hold on. We'll start at 6. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation until the end of the earth. All right. There's so much in here. I'm glancing at and I'm noticing, and it's like, oh, should I go into that? Then it's like, no, hold on. Let's not get out of pocket. So, and he said, it's a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob. This is Yeshua. And also us in part, and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation until the end of the earth. And last one, let's go to Romans 8 and 17. Okay. Trying to get to the beginning of this thought. All right, let's start in verse 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of Yah, they are the sons of Yah. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are children of Yah, and if children, then heirs, heirs of Yah, and joint heirs with Hamashiach or Christ. So if so be that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified together. All right. And 17 was what I was wanting, was, and if children, then heirs, heirs of Yah, and joint heirs with Christ. So he's telling all these things to Yeshua, that he is now the begotten son, and part of being the begotten son, there comes an inheritance, there comes a gift, something with that, and that is the heathen. And the heathen, we're supposed to help spread the gospel. It's not just Yeshua that's going to spread the gospel, it's us. Yeshua's not coming down to spread the gospel. He's given us the power to spread the gospel, to teach people who are barbaric, who are violent, who are uncivilized, uncultured, who are pagan, who are godless. He gives us the power to control them. Have we taken control of them yet? No. Surely not. But it will happen. We will take control of the situation. The world is falling into a chaotic time, you know. And I feel like David, when he was out in the wilderness, okay, and he called the people to himself. He called the those who were in debt. He called those who were how do you say? You know, they were tired of life. They couldn't keep up with life the way life was going. So they left society. All right. And when David was out in the wilderness, hiding from Saul, all these people came to him, and they came to him bringing themselves to him, and they became his mighty army. All right, so I found it. It's right here in 1 Samuel chapter 22, and let's start at verse 1. It says, David therefore departed thence and escaped to the cave Adullam, and when his brethren and all his father's house heard it, they went down thither to him. And everyone that was in distress, and everyone that was in debt, and everyone that was discontented, gathered themselves unto him, and he became a captain over them. And there were with him about 400 men. And David went thence to Mizpah of Moab, and he said unto the king of Moab, Let my father and my mother, I pray thee, come forth and be with you till I know what God will do for me. All right, and then it keeps going. But you see how people went to him because they were tired of life. The life that they were living, that they were trying to live in their own societies, wasn't working. They became too much in debt. They were in distress because of the living conditions, the conditions of which they lived in. Everyone that was in debt, everyone that was discontented with life, gathered themselves unto him. These are the people that Yahushua is looking for. That's pretty much everybody. Out of the nations, that's pretty much everybody. These are the type of heathen that Yah is speaking about and saying, these are your inheritance. And I liken it to this passage in 1 Samuel, because it is a clear picture of what makes people seek out truth, what brings people into this truth, into this walk with Yahweh, what makes people say, I want to change what I'm doing. I don't want to be in this society being uncultured. They feel like there's more, and they're searching for that more. And all of you come to this page, you were searching for more. You were searching for more information. You were searching for the light. You were searching for the truth, what it meant to be the remnant, what it meant to be Yahweh's chosen people. All of you, you were searching these things. Some of you are Hebrew and wanted to know more about being a Hebrew. Some of you are not Hebrews, and you wanted to learn what it means to be a Hebrew. And I pray that you learn that on this channel. But those who fit that description in 1 Samuel, those are the people Yah is saying, that is your inheritance. Those are the people, like they went to David and David became a captain over them, leading them. That is a picture of what we as Hebrews teaching everyone else, the Gentiles and all the nations of the earth, to walk in the ways that Yahweh expected us to walk from the very beginning. We are relearning it ourselves as we come into this truth. And as we learn, we are pulling in everyone else and teaching them what they should do, how they should move, how they should be pleasing unto Yahweh, okay? And in that, a lot of people will mature and go do it again with their own people or with other people, okay? But that's pretty much the gist of this. That's what it is for the heathen to be our inheritance, who the heathen are. What are the characteristics? What does it mean to take possession of them? Do we lord it over them like a slave holder? No, that's not what David did. That's not how David treated people, and that's not how we're going to treat people. David became a captain. He led them. He became the example for them, okay? And you see the mighty things that they did for him because they knew that Yahweh was with them, that they could do anything. They could go out and conquer and do what was expected of them, okay? And that's exactly what we want here. We don't want you to, we don't want to lord over you. We don't want to be like a slave master to a slave. That's not how this works. We have to treat you the way David treated the outsiders, the people who came to him from all over, okay? They weren't just Hebrews. They were people from all over, okay? And you can see that as it goes through, especially into 2 Samuel chapter 22, it goes down the list of the different things that they did. Even before chapter 22, it goes into, some of the mighty men and what they accomplished, who they killed, how they killed them, all those types of things. And you can look at the modern day version of that and say, we're conquering these spirits. We're conquering the demonic activity in different areas. Okay, so we go to different places and we conquer the demonic activity in that place, so that the light of Yahushua can shine upon that area, and people will return back to Yahweh. Okay, and more and more people will learn, and it'll just continue to like snowball and keep growing, and it becomes one of those things that it becomes like revival, where it spreads to everyone, and everyone starts getting like on this bandwagon. Okay, and pushing forward, the ways of Yahweh, and that's what brings down the system. That's what brings down the beast system, because the beast system is going to fall before the end. Okay, life will continue to go on after the beast system falls. So after the United States, the European nations, the Pope, all this kind of stuff falls, life is going to kind of keep going. Okay, they're going to take on a different form, but it'll just keep going. So that's the gist of this message, and that's what I wanted to get at today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Pray on this word. Allow this word, chew on it for a while. Think about it. Don't just go back to your day, like, okay, that was cool, and go back to your day. Like, really think about it. Really chew on it, what it means, and then what your part is. How are you going to take the heathen as your inheritance? How are you going to teach them? How are you going to address problems? How are you going to be gentle and fair and showing the love of Yah, okay, to other people? How are you going to do it? Make it personal. Make it something that you say, this is something I can do, and this is where I'm going to do it. Not everybody is going to be able. I know there's a lot of much older people. Now, you can pray, you can seek, you can get in your word, you can cast down the demonic activity in your area, you can, ride around and pray over your area. Go walk down your block for health, and while you're walking, pray over the area. You can be a prayer warrior for Yah. Other people can do other things, do what you can. Greet people in Yah, we're supposed to be like a peculiar people that makes people wonder, what's up with you? Why are you like that? Why are you so different? What makes you different? And then, hey, now you got an open door to share your faith, to share why you're so different. What about Yahweh makes you different? What about this walk is different from Christianity and from other things? Why would someone choose to do this besides being a Christian or being a Muslim or being Hindu or being whatever else, an atheist? Prepare yourself for those questions and do good for others, that they may want to connect to you. Also, one thing I want you guys to understand, anytime you see in the word where people kind of connected with David, they moved around with David as one with David, okay? And they became Hebrews in the next generation. And it's funny, like you look all throughout the word, and you'll see these different groups that came close, that were given to the Hebrews, and the Hebrews took possession of it, and they became Hebrews. And that's how this works. Yahushua is coming back for the Hebrews. He's only coming back for the Hebrews. He's not coming back for everybody. He's not coming back for Christians. He's not coming back for anybody else. He's coming back for his own. So in order to get into the kingdom, you have to become his own. And most of the people that you see in the word, they connected themselves to Hebrews. Okay? They learned. They did what it took to be Hebrews, just like Ruth teaching Naomi. Okay? I mean, Naomi teaching Ruth. And she taught her how to be a Hebrew woman that is virtuous. Okay? Not just a Hebrew woman, but a virtuous woman. And that is what the older generation, my generation, that's what we're supposed to be teaching the next generation. How to be virtuous Hebrews. Okay? There you go. All right. I'm going to stop babbling. I'll talk to y'all in the next video. Have a great one.